Welcome back to another Finance Friday with First Ontario Senior Manager of Business Services, Colin Cyr. And today, we're talking about what 2026 holds for small businesses. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
So what's the outlook for this year?
Well, I think Brian just gave all the bad numbers. That's looking pretty dire. So I'm going to talk a little bit about BDC's January 26 report. And it's a publicly available report for businesses that kind of details what businesses are looking at this year. And unsurprisingly, uncertainty is the name of the game. I mean, you guys just did a little bit on CEO confidence, and confidence and certainty and uncertainty are pretty closely correlated, but there's a lot of uncertainty. And so for businesses in particular, interest rates have come down, but it really hasn't stimulated business investment and spending and borrowing the way we would have liked to see. So businesses are putting off expansions and modernization. They don't know if they're going to get the return on their investment, and with no clear projections for interest rates to come down in the next little while, businesses have to ask themselves, is this the year they get proactive and decide to go in on that project to expand or move into a new market or seek the financing, because there's no clear timelines for when they should do those things.
So really that certainty triggers a sense of we're not going to do anything because we don't know what's going to happen, right?
That's right, and I think that uncertainty also is extended to the consumer, right? There's a lot of muted consumer demand or wariness from households on spending. A lot of this is attributed to the labor market, which is quite volatile. Obviously, the labor market is aging out. Unemployment is relatively high, and there's less job vacancies. But at the same time, for businesses, there's this skill gap because business owners are having a hard time finding the right people for these jobs. I mean, I'm a hiring manager, and I can attest to that myself. And so, if you're a business owner, your consumer demand, especially domestically, it's very volatile, and so you want to have good cash flow management principles this year to manage those uncertainties.
You have some insight into Canadians thinking about starting a business.
Yeah, all those things said, entrepreneurial spirit seems to be high. There's some data outside that report to suggest that 1 in 2 Canadians are thinking about getting into business. So, that's quite surprising, but even more so is roughly only 1 in 10 feel prepared to do it. So there's that gap between enthusiasm and maybe preparedness or readiness and confidence. And so there's opportunities, I think, there for partners to be able to support businesses.
Right, and First Ontario is doing a great job of bridging that gap, right, and getting those ideas to fruition.
That's right. I think, a good financial partner is going to help support that feeling of unpreparedness. And preparedness really breaks down to 2 areas: financial preparedness and, not surprisingly, fear of failure as a preparedness piece. And so from the financial standpoint, a good financial partner will help sit you down, understand your personal savings situations. Do you have the means to invest into your business? Do you understand the relationship between business and personal financing? And that'll help you, give you some confidence in that space. And then on the preparedness from fear of failure is helping test your assumptions on a business plan. I've had many business owners come into me and say, hey, I'm going to move into this new location. And I ask some simple questions such as, is there a customer there for you? Are your expenses going to net out when you think about the revenue from this location? And many business owners don't have those questions answered. So we can help test assumptions against a business plan and help really reduce that fear of failure when you go into a new opportunity.
We got to go, but I do want to mention we both have February 20th circled on our calendars. We're both participating in the United Way Halton and Hamilton Sleepless for Our Community event. Good luck, not only in fundraising, but surviving the night as well. It's
My goodness, I got in the car today and I was looking at the dimensions thinking this is going to be a tough
How's
quarter.
This going to happen?
That's it, man.
Should be a great initiative. Thank you for joining that as well.
Thank you, Rick.
And if you have a financial question or topic you want us to cover, email your questions to financefriday@firstontario.com. If your question or topic is covered on air, you'll receive a gift card from First Ontario.